Right now in Atlanta, some homes are selling in 6 days, some are sitting for 80 plus days. Same neighborhood, same price range, sometimes the same block. But here's what I think most people are getting wrong. They think it's about location. They think being in town is just the magic answer. But I'm telling you, location is no longer the tiebreaker. Something has shifted twice this year alone. And if you're buying or you're selling or you're wondering when to move, you need to know what exactly changed. I work in town Atlanta every single day and I'm seeing this play out all the time. So let me show you exactly why some homes move and why others sit, because understanding this will change how you think about timing, pricing, and whether now is actually your moment or not. Let me take you back to 2022. And I know we talked about this ad nauseum, but it's important. Back then, especially in town and really everywhere, the market was insane. You list on a Thursday, 5 offers by Sunday, 3 of them well above asking. Buyers were waiving inspections. They were offering $20,000, $30,000 over list, writing personal letters. People were desperate to compete. The data was wild. April of 2022, only 800 active listings across all of Atlanta. Homes were sold in less than 10 days on average, and more than 70% of those were well above asking. Here's the thing though, the market created expectations that sellers are still living by today. They're thinking, I'm in town, buyers will rush. But that's not how this works anymore. And that's exactly why I see so many sellers confused when their home doesn't sell in 2 weeks like they expected. And if you're wondering if you're making this same mistake with your own home, stick around. I'm about to show you the exact benchmark that you should be using instead of 2022. Mortgage rates killed the momentum. Here's what actually happened this year. January started at 6% with mortgage rates. Pretty high compared to 2020, but okay, that was to be expected. Then in early March, something shifted. Rates dipped below 6% for the first time in 18 months. Suddenly, buyers came off of the sidelines, homes started moving faster than they did in all of 2025, sellers got optimistic, the spring market started about 2 months early. It felt like spring was turning the market around. And then, boom. End of February, geopolitical stuff happened, oil spikes, inflation fears came roaring back, and within 2 weeks, by mid-March, rates jumped back up to 6% and they kept climbing. By now in June, we're sitting at an average of 6.5%. That's almost a full point in a matter of weeks. And here's what I think most people don't understand. That's not just a number change. That changes buyer behavior in real time. That window in early March, buyers were urgent, showings were packed, multiple offers were here. Then the rates jumped, and that same home had no showings by April. That's not a coincidence. That's the market literally shifting in front of us. So now you've got this confusing situation. Some homes are moving, some homes are sitting, and everyone's blaming location or their agent, but underneath all of it, the actual reason is much simpler than that. Buyer urgency and motivation changed because their buying power changed. Okay, so rates went up, but what does that actually mean for you if you're buying or selling right now? Here's what I'm seeing. First, buyers have way more options than they used to. I just closed on a home last week where my buyers got over $12,000 in closing cost up front. Active listings went from 800 in 2022 to over 3,000 now. Instead of fighting over a handful of homes, buyers are now comparing. They're shopping, they're not chasing, and they're not in a hurry to pick one. They can be picky, and honestly, that's actually good information if you're buying. You have leverage, but it's terrible news if you're selling and expecting the old urgency. Second, your in-town premium only goes so far now. Now look, in-town Atlanta still has an edge. The Beltline, the walkability, the proximity to restaurants, culture, everything. That still matters. But, and this is important, it doesn't excuse being overpriced or outdated. And I'll give you a real example. In Grant Park, for example, 2 houses, same size, same street. One is $850,000, hasn't been updated since 1999. The kitchen is from 1999. The systems are from 1999. The other one is $815,000 and it was renovated 3 years ago, move-in ready. Which one gets the multiple offers? The second one, obviously. Same neighborhood, huge price difference. The buyer is choosing based on what they get for the money, not just the location. And here's my take. In-town buyers still want in-town, but they're not overpaying for a location anymore. And honestly, they shouldn't. So what's actually working right now? Because homes are selling and some really fast, and the pattern is really predictable. Winning homes are priced right from day one, not priced on what sold in 2023, not priced on what the seller thinks they deserve, priced on today's market and today's competition. Homes that are competitively priced in desirable neighborhoods are selling in less than 30 days. And here's the data. Homes that sell within 30 days get around 99% of the asking price. The longer your home sits, the more the sales price will come down. That's just the penalty for being on the market. Winning homes are move-in ready. Buyers, they just don't want projects anymore. They don't want to pick paint and flooring and deal with surprises. They want to move in. Even if it's just fresh paint, new carpet, updated fixtures, that moves fast. And honestly, the return on investment on presentation is huge right now because buyers are comparing. A home that's turnkey beats a home that needs work all day, every day, same price range every single time. Winning homes account for their competition. If you're selling in, I don't know, Brookhaven, and there are 3 other homes in your price range already listed, you can't price it like you're the only option. Your home needs to be the best value in the band, or the presentation, or both. And here's the flip side. The homes that are sitting for 60, 80 plus days, they're making the same mistakes over and over. Overpriced or based on old data or emotion, not actually what's getting offers. Overestimating their in-town premium, thinking the neighborhood name alone carries the load. It doesn't anymore. If you're looking at your own situation and thinking, well, which one am I? If you're wondering whether your home is actually competitively positioned or just stuck, that's the question that matters. Or maybe I can help you figure it out. If you're selling, stop using 2022 as your benchmark. Stop thinking, I'm in town, so it'll move fast. That's just not how it works anymore. Know what's actually competing with your home right now today. The specific homes in your neighborhood, your price point, your condition level, price based on today's comps, not yesterday's. And invest in presentation. It's not optional anymore. It's the part that's getting offers. If you're buying, you actually have a lot of leverage right now. You can shop, you can compare across neighborhoods, you can negotiate on price, terms, closing costs. But don't rush just because it's in town or because you're scared that rates will spike again. There are options. But when you find the right home and it's priced right, it's presented well in a neighborhood that actually fits your life, you have to be ready to move. Those homes still sell really fast. The common thread for both, use current data, not your feelings. Look at what's actually pending this week, not what sold in 2023, and look at what similar homes are actually getting offers, not what you think they should get. Remember where we started. 6 days versus 80 days in the same neighborhood, same price range, same location. Now you know why. It's not luck, it's not your agent, it's whether you're playing by today's rules or yesterday's. The buyers and sellers who adapt to these new rules are getting the best results. Everyone else is stuck wondering why the market isn't working the way that they thought it would. And that's the real divide right now. Not between neighborhoods, not between price points. It's between people who understand what's actually happening and can adapt, and people who are still playing by 2022 rules. If you are trying to figure out which one you are in, whether it's your home, your timing, or your strategy, let's talk about it. My info is in the description below. I work with people every day who are navigating this exact confusion. And honestly, having someone who sees the data clearly and can tell you what's really happening, it can be an absolute game changer. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you on the next one.